Hi, I'm Ron B from Philly, and I got something to say about the Philly sports scene. Hi, I'm Ron B from Philly. Hi, I'm Ron B from Philly. I'm Ron B from Philly. Hi. Oh, I'm Ron B from Philly. I'm Ron B from Philly. And I got something to say about the Philly sports scene on September 19, 2021. As you know, and as you can see, I'm a Philly sports guy. 4 for 4 and 5 for 5 if you include the Union, even though they're in Chester. But I believe in Philly sports, and I follow them, and I have an opinion on them. I've never been a coach. I've played some of them, but I still have been watching them for 52 years and have been voting for Philly to win for 52 years. So it gives me a little bit of a knowledge of the Philly sports scene. So every once in a while, I'm going to do a video about that, especially in light of its Eagles season, when the Eagles are my favorite team. But I love the Sixers and the Flyers and the Phillies as well. So today we're going to talk about the Eagles, the Sixers, and the Phillies. Nothing about the Flyers or the Union. First topic is the Eagles. What do I think about this season? Many people who know me know that I have an opinion about the Eagles season all the time. And I've always not been shy of telling people what I think about the Eagles. Well, this season, as of last season's end, I kind of didn't have any real good feeling about the Eagles season at all. I think that the wrong person got replaced in the Eagles organization, and I think Howie Roseman is the main problem with the Eagles, and secondarily Lurie. But Lurie is the coach, the team owner, and you can't replace the owner. But Howie, his time is pretty much over as far as I'm concerned. Now, that being said, they had a good start last week. Very good. And these are the players that Howie picked, so you got to give them credit where credit is due. But by the same token, since last year and up until this year, we didn't get a chance to even see what the team was about. So if you were smart, you couldn't have believed, even though people had pedigrees like Hurts and like Devontae Smith and, Rager had pedigree, and there's different players on there that are good. Not seeing them in action is kind of hard to figure out, are they good or not. And you can't take last season into account because last season was a train wreck in how they were handled. So I was as happy as everybody else. Don't get me wrong. I love it when the Eagles win. I feel much better about myself. I'm a better person. I'm nicer. I'm all that. Right now you can see I'm a little bit down because, of course, the Eagles lost. Now, it's not like I told you so or I knew it was going to happen, because after last week I said it was a 50-50 chance. Before last week I would have told you they probably won't win 1 to 2 games. Now I don't really know how many games they're going to win, because kind of sort of I'm still in the same position I was last week or the week before. I don't know what these Eagles are. I can see promise and I can see some improvement, but really, here's what I like and here's what I don't like. I like Hurts' attitude, and I like his aggressiveness, and I like that he, is trying. But I've seen that before in many other players. I've seen it in Donovan. I've seen it in Wentz. I've seen it in a ton of other Eagles players. This is still too early to tell whether that's going to translate into us being a winner. And, but he's doing his part, and he's what has been advertised. He's a good player, and I got faith in him to do the best he can. Yet, still, it's not all on him. He has better set of receivers now, too. Especially some guys that can get open. Catching the ball and all that is a different issue, but getting open is one of the biggest issues. He dropped 2 big dimes on people, a 91-yard pass. They said that the last 91-yard pass we had was Jackson 2 in 17. That's 3 years ago. 4 years ago almost. So, you know, he might have a better shot with some of these players that he got working with. The offensive line seems to be better than it was, of course, last year. And the defensive front was better except for the day when they lost 2 players. Brandon Graham went down, and now all of a sudden they couldn't stop the run. And the secondary is still questionable. No matter what. 2 new players, 2 high-profile players, again, and still not shut down, and no interceptions, no turnovers, you know, a couple of boneheaded penalties. So the Eagles are a work in progress, and I believe that, you know, they could win 7 or 8 games. They could win 4. They could, you know, I believe, honestly, that they can beat a bad team for sure. And there probably will be a team like the 49ers, an evenly matched team, or a team with some stars on it in key places. We're going to have a hard time. And if our defense don't come back next week, we're going to have another time with the run. And again, our secondary is not that good. Now, my daughter told me, Steve Sharon B from Philly said that I could be a sportscaster or I could be an announcer. And I told her, yeah, I know a lot about it, and I watch enough and pay attention enough to the details of the game to know what's going on during the game. But that brings me to the broadcast team. Last year we got crap broadcast teams, and this last 2 games, the same team twice. Mark Sheriff, who lost his job with the NFL Network or with the whatever other NFL job he had with Fox, and now they got him on the road doing games, and he's a homer. He's and I don't mean a home like he didn't vote for the Eagles because they were playing. He likes the 49ers, and he's talking all about the 49ers. Whenever even the Eagles did something good, he didn't say nothing. And then he's one of them people who ride the jockstrap of the player who does something. Everybody is a fantastic player. Everybody's a great player. Well, just like anything else, if one player wins, the other player loses. But listen, I didn't like Troy Aikman as a player, and I didn't like Tony Romo as a player. Both of them Dallas Cowboy quarterbacks. But I think Troy Aikman is a fair commentator. And Tony Romo is not as much a fair commentator because they always put him on Dallas games. He's on the Dallas game tonight, right now. But he also does talk very good about football. He's not just talking about one player is great because he want to be able to talk to that guy next week or sometime. He kind of calls the game pretty evenly. Troy Aikman's problem is they match him with Troy Buck, who is just totally terrible. Has no feeling for Philadelphia. Can't stand Philadelphia. And the guy Jim Nantz with Troy Aikman, with Tony Romo is pretty good. He was a top number 1 broadcaster, and then they messed him around and kind of took away some of his thunder. But the broadcast team stinks. And I'm tired of getting these stink broadcast teams. And, you know, I also can talk a little bit about the officials, too. I have seen in this last maybe 5 to 10 years where the officials will try to make the game fair. If you get a big play, then the next play you get a bad penalty. Or a tacky penalty. A penalty that don't really count. Or if they see a team getting beat real bad, then all of a sudden the penalties is going in the other direction. Mm-hmm. Look, the Eagles got a big play on one of those pass plays, and the guy got horse collared on top of that. You're not supposed to grab anywhere around the neck to tackle, and that's how they brought him down, kept him from going in the end zone. Of course, they didn't call that play. They just moved on with the rest of the play, and the Eagles end up not scoring, or they might have scored 3 points on that one. But the point is, They could have been in the end zone or at least on the one yard line. That kind of stuff is the stuff that they do that is insidious. You can't see it. If you look at the big picture, no, it's not why the Eagles lost. Eagles lost because they made too many mistakes on defense, too many mistakes penalty-wise, and didn't score in the red zone when they got in the red zone. Last week, they beat a team the same way, Atlanta. Atlanta got in the red zone twice, kicked 2 field goals. Eagles got in the red zone 2 to 3 times and kicked 1 field goal. And last but not least, I'm going to tell you what I call him, and until he earns my respect, I'm going to keep calling him the paper boy. Our coach reminds me of the paper boy. Why do I call him the paper boy? Because the paper boy delivers the paper. I don't know him either. You know, he could be the pizza delivery guy. He could be the paper boy. He could be the mailman this week. I don't know who the hell he is. Why? Because he's nobody. He was a nobody when he got this job, but somebody thought he was great, and he got it. The Eagles organization is always trying to think they're smarter than everybody. Think that they can find the person nobody else. Going all the way back to Andy Reid. Okay, that turned out decently, but it didn't get us no Super Bowls. Then Doug Peterson. Okay, he gave him a job. Well, he got us the Super Bowl and lost his job 2 years later. So let's this brain trust that we got in Philadelphia who think they so gosh darn smart. Nick, the paperboy Sirianni, did a couple of things that trying to be cute. He tried to do a cute Philly. What's the Philly play?
It's called the Philly.
Yeah. He did one of those plays and it blew up. Took points off the board. He didn't kick the field goal and tried to get in on the 1 yard line. Didn't get in. You said to yourself, you're supposed to get on the 1 yard line. You said a Philly shuffle. Say every time they want to try and do a fake play, they should try something. But look, you got to play this game like it's a strategic match. You can't afford to just give away possessions in the red zone just because you want to be cute or prove that you're smarter than the next guy. Well, that's all I have to say about the Eagles right now. I got 2 more subjects. Number 1 is Ben Simmons. I don't have a lot to say about the Sixers right now. They're getting ready to start their summer program. It was a long way for Sixers time. But I'm going to say this about this Ben Simmons situation. Listen, we've seen this before in Philadelphia many times. Listen, Charles Barkley got ran out of this city. Carson Wentz got ran out this city. And I can go on and on. Reggie White, I can go on and on. I can give you a ton of people who got ran out this city. But Ben's situation is a little different in regard that Ben has a structural defect with his game. Whether or not he's good all around, 90% of his game could be good. This last 10%, which is very important, he's very bad at. Now, do he deserve to get run out of Philly for that? No. They need to just put better shooters around him. Just like in that playoff, the shooters went dead. And if he wasn't shooting and they wasn't shooting, there was only one person shooting. 2 people, Embiid and Stephen Curry's brother. Those 2 was the only people shooting. Now, we ain't run nobody else out of the city. But all of a sudden now, Ben didn't help his cause much. Which his attitude and some of the things that he said and did afterwards. But by the same token, he wasn't the only reason. And I'm going to tell you about Embiid. Yeah, Embiid got a lot more money, got more money later, and it's soft as a Twinkie filling. As soft as a Twinkie filling. He gets injured if you breathe on him. And see, he can hide his deficiency because then he'll come back and play good. But there's only one center on the court at a time. There's 2 forwards, 2 guards. So it's easier for him to look better when he's playing good than it is for Ben because his shooting stuck out. And then his lack of trying stuck out. No one in Philly is going to stand behind that. Not me, not nobody. Hold on, the question. Now for my third thing on this Philly Sports Beat, September 19th, the Phillies. See, y'all be getting played out by the Phillies. Y'all all will jump on the Philly bandwagon because they are winning a game out of first. The Phillies will constantly hurt your feelings. They will constantly lose at the end when it's time. Every once in a while, we had good teams. But in between those times, the other teams were bad. And if the Phillies is similar like the Eagles, the Phillies play in a division that they could be in the race all year long. But they still might not make the playoffs. And even if they do, they ain't going to do nothing in it when you get there. This same problem that they always have is still the same problem pitching and hitting. Those two things you got to do. Ben Simmons can't shoot. Well, the Phillies can't consistently pitch and consistently hit enough to win games. Don't get fooled by the okie doke. Don't get fooled thinking that the Phillies is going to do something. Now, every once in a while they catch lightning in a bottle and they do something. Now, I don't know that this team is that team. Again, I want to see consistency from everybody. I want you to show me something that I can now believe in you in because you've showed me that y'all have the ability to do. That was the difference with the year with Carson Wentz when he took us to the promised land but then got hurt at the end. He showed us from the beginning to the end what we were in store for. Or go back to Donovan and Tio. With the year that we went to Super Bowl with them, we seen what they were and we knew what they could do because they did it consistently. The Phillies have been the same way. When the last team to walk, well, no, not because the Eagles are, I guess now. But before the Eagles, the last team to walk down Broad Street with a championship was the Phillies. And I mean, they did it, and they did it convincingly. That's what I want. I want convincing wins. I don't want to be. Listen, I'm willing to take my time with this Eagle team because this is a whole new squad, and they're young. But I ain't gonna be listening to the Phillies talk that old, we're almost in first place stuff when they paid the most money probably ever in baseball for one guy that they got on that team. And they still ain't got no pitcher. Pitching still is up and down. Can beat some teams, and then other teams they can't do nothing with. So, show me the money. Show me what you can do. I must be from Missouri, the Show Me State. I don't know, but I've been in Philly all my life. And I've seen y'all do this to us constantly. Y'all constantly let us down. And then we act the damn fool, and then we're the ones who are the bad guys. Philly fans, we're terrible. Look at these teams y'all done put on the court field or whatever you want to call. Look at the support we give y'all traveling all over the gosh darn world, following y'all around. Listen to the passion in my voice. I used to have on my Instagram and on my Facebook, I want to see a Super Bowl before I die. I care. We care about y'all. But see, y'all don't make it easy for us to care about you. Because y'all will do us any kind of way y'all want. From the management all the way down to the ball boy. Y'all don't care. Y'all take our money. Y'all take our loyalty. And then y'all just do what y'all want to do. And then y'all leave us or y'all talk bad about us or, y'all give us a dose. No, I can't do it. I can't do what y'all do. But I can talk about it. And since YouTube has been around now, I can tell everybody about it. So, this is Ron B. And I got something to say. Like, subscribe, comment, Facebook, Instagram. Good things happen in Philadelphia. That's where you find me on YouTube. And, like I said, I would love to hear some comments. I do get comments, people who know me, who text me and all of that. But I could use some comments on the Facebook or the Instagram or the Twitter. I'm on Twitter. And so that we can hear from you guys. And, like I said, I will talk about things that people want to talk about. But right now, I'm talking about what I know about. And that's how I am. Thank you.